unlike Roy, I've got plenty of notes. It's a well-written speech. Whew. Can I get back to playing football like I was yesterday? First and foremost, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honour to be here, to be asked by the Football Writers Association to give a tribute to a great friend of mine, even though I am a substitute for Rio Ferdinand. Good substitute. When I was asked to say a few words about Wayne this evening, I thought, what could I possibly say about Wayne Rooney that hasn't been said before? In fact, I thought about standing here in front of you all, trying to make this speech as short and as painless as possible for myself, to save myself the preparation and the nerves. I even toyed with the idea of just reading out 2 facts, which in my head would be greeted by a thunderous applause, and then I could just walk off the stage. So here we go. England's all-time leading goal scorer. Manchester United's all-time leading goal scorer. It worked. I'll see you later. No, of course. But of course, you and I know there is more to Wayne than just these 2 records. And we also know that these records would have been broken a lot sooner if it wasn't for the fact that he has always been the ultimate team player. Strikers are supposed to be selfish, but Wayne is selfless and willing to sacrifice personal goals for the greater good of the team. And that is one of the reasons I'm standing here, because of what he's contributed as a teammate of mine at Manchester United. And that is why he also has one of the most enviable records in football. He is a 5-time Premier League champion, a UEFA Champions League winner, 2 League Cup winners' medals, 4 FA Community Shield winners, a FIFA World Club Cup winner. But there was, up until 1 year, one thing that I had that he didn't, and that was an FA Cup winners' medal. I used to remind him about it every now and then. But I'll tell you what, there was not a person more happy or proud that last day in May when he lifted the trophy to complete the set of completing all the medals in English football. Not only have I had the pleasure of sharing a dressing room with him for over 10 years, but being sat directly beside him, I've witnessed his progression firsthand. Arriving as an 18-year-old with the pressure of being Britain's most expensive teenager, who went on to score a hat-trick in his debut in the Champions League. That was Wayne's way of dealing with pressure. If there are omens in football, then that hat-trick sets us up to witness him going on to win all of the trophies I mentioned before, and the moment he was rightfully and deservedly made captain of Manchester United and England. So how has Wayne changed and developed over those 10 years? The biggest compliment I can pay him is not that much, really. He still even has the same hairstyle. When he joined United, his football intelligence and tactical awareness was of a level way beyond his young years, and he was always a confident and opinionated character in the dressing room. Of course, he was a lot easier to wind up in his early days. I still have an outstanding invoice that I'm going to give to his agent, Paul Stretford, later, for all my broken PlayStation pads, PSP games consoles, and countless decks of playing cards that got scattered over the team bus whenever he lost. As a teammate, he was universally popular and had an uncanny ability of communicating and mingling with fellow players or staff, no matter their age or nationality. That would range from playing PlayStation with young lads, talking business empires with Gary Neville and Giggsy, or being found in deep conversation with Carlos Tevez, who never spoke a word of English. It still amazes me to this day how they both communicated, though I have a suspicion it may be something to do with a Scouse accent. He was always involved in dressing room pranks, which I was reluctantly dragged into as an accomplice, but was also a regular victim. Every day, he burned me with a scalding teaspoon that he'd stirred in his tea for about 10 minutes. And then there was a time I was enjoying a sleep on a flight to an away Champions League game, and I was kindly awoken by Waza placing a plastic bag over my head. I woke up in shock, struggling to breathe, thinking I was being kidnapped. But don't worry, I got my revenge. Wayne, though, has been a natural leader from a very young age, not only with his voice on the pitch inspiring teammates, but off the pitch and day-to-day in the dressing room. He's guided and helped younger players develop the understanding of what it takes to be a Manchester United player. And he's one of the best captains I've ever had in my career. He always goes above and beyond the call of duty, comfortable when calling and leading a player meeting, organising a team bonding activity or a night out, which usually resulted in him paying for it at the end of the night. And believe me, I've been around football players. This is not usually the done thing. And as an example of his kind and generous person that he is. On the training ground, he demanded high standards of himself and teammates, treating training matches as if they were cup finals, and staying behind for hours to practice and his finishing and set pieces. The unseen dedication that goes a long way to his continued excellence and success, and why he was able to score the free kick yesterday for his 250th goal. As you know, Wayne takes his media responsibilities as captain very seriously and speaks articulately and informatively when in front of the cameras or reporters. I wouldn't be surprised to see him on TV beside Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville in a few years. Though, to be fair, that's not something I could have predicted when he first started doing interviews in those early days. Especially as I would kindly remind him of all his mistakes, which I know he took as constructive criticism. Wayne is a loving family man who took as easily to becoming a father as he did to walking onto a pitch in front of 75,000 people. And I know from being a close family friend that he and his wife Colleen are raising 3 fantastic boys. And while footballers are often criticised for all sorts of things, I think we should recognise the amazing work Wayne has done in raising money for his charities over the years, including the 1.5 million from his testimonial, which will be given to 4 children's charities. On a personal note, I would like to thank Wayne for all his help and continued support during my time at Manchester United and his continued friendship. I am delighted that the football writers have decided to honour Wayne in this way, and a fitting tribute to one of the greatest footballers we have ever seen. High praise from a passionate Scotsman, even if I do say so myself. And with most great players, unfortunately, Wayne will only be truly appreciated for what he's achieved in the game when he's long retired. But perhaps we also should start appreciating him now in this moment. Again, as a Scotsman, I'll admit reluctantly that England have had some great players over the years. But tonight, we're all privileged to be in the company of another one. Not only Manchester United's leading all-time top goal scorer, but England's most capped outfield player and all-time leading goal scorer. To be honest, that's all I needed to say in the first place. Congratulations, Wayne.